Just put the light on. That's better. Put the light on. Makes it a bit more. There you go. Yeah. Hey guys. Good evening. Welcome back to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope everyone's having a good Friday evening. Hope everyone's looking forward to the end of this week. And hope everyone's looking forward to another great weekend in February 2023 this year. And good evening to all of you. First of all, do me a massive favour for me. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, which is United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and to the community if you are new. Remember to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. And remember to always put that notification bell on at all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. So please subscribe to the channel and to the community if you're new to receive brand new Hogwarts Legacy content, Fortnite, FIFA 23 Career Mode, Football Manager, the new SpongeBob game, the new Formula 1 game, and much more branded stuff planned for United Red Devils 20 on YouTube right throughout the rest of 2023. And it's the moment Manchester United fans have been waiting for. Welcome to your Carabao Cup final match preview for Manchester United's epic Carabao Cup final home encounter against Newcastle United Football Club on Sunday evening, on Sunday, the 26th of February 2023, with a 4:30 p.m. home evening kickoff for Manchester United under the Wembley Arch at Wembley Football Stadium. The moment Manchester United fans have been licking their lips, rubbing their hands together, the moment we've all been waiting for this season, the Carabao Cup final under the Wembley lights, the Wembley Arch, and at Wembley Football Stadium. The 2022-2023 Carabao Cup final, Manchester United versus Eddie Howe's Newcastle United. It's Eric Ten Hag versus Eddie Howe, Red versus Magpies, Manchester United versus Newcastle. The legacy and the rebuild of football clubs that have been miraculous this season in the Premier League and in the Carabao Cup. The two Uniteds face off at Wembley, Manchester United versus Newcastle. A moment I never expected to even say we would be in this Carabao Cup final on Sunday evening. A trophy drought that has been longer than my arm. A trophy drought that has been longer than Sir Alex Ferguson's retirement. Can Manchester United put the end to 6 years without a trophy? Can this 6th year become the mega one we all wanted? Can we become the transformed, the rebirth of Manchester United? Can Manchester United finally win a trophy? My gut feeling says yes, we can. I feel like, in my opinion, Manchester United will win the Carabao Cup. I'm not scared of facing Newcastle. Bring on the Magpies. Bring them on, because do you know what? I feel like, in my opinion, Newcastle, every time they have faced Manchester United at Wembley, they have always lost. They have never stood a chance against Manchester United. The Red Devils are on the way back. Our rivals and our rival opposition start being feared now, because Manchester United's on the way back. We're going to win a trophy this season, and the Carabao Cup final is going to be the first of many trophies this team is going to be lifting this season, because we're on the way back. We are on the way back under Ten Hag. The army, the fortress, the team, the squad, the atmosphere, the electricity is coming back on at Old Trafford. That Carabao Cup will be in our trophy cabinet Sunday evening, because I feel like we will beat Newcastle. Bring them on, because I'm not scared. I am not scared of facing Newcastle, especially after the demolition job Liverpool did on them at St James's Park. Bring Newcastle on. I am not scared to play them. Bring them on. Eddie Howe's team are not that good against the bigger teams. Eddie Howe always seems to struggle against the teams like Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Chelsea. Bring Newcastle on, because Newcastle, knowing Man United, the way they're playing at the moment, I don't fear playing Newcastle. I feel like Manchester United got the better team. They've got the better players. They've got the better squad, better manager, better coaches. Newcastle's fear and insecure ability of being able to tackle Manchester United is going to tell very, very quickly. Manchester United know the outcome of this match is making or breaking their season. We know that we have to win this trophy. We know we have to win this title, and we have to become the Carabao Cup champions for the 2022-2023 season. I feel like Manchester United will get the job done at Wembley. Man United know the opportunity is there to win the trophy. We've seen the last 5 years without any success. No trophies, no titles. The last trophies were won were under Jose Mourinho and eventually ended in the sack. Since then, many have tried and many have failed. The Europa League bottle job final against Villarreal was the straw that ended Man United's dominance of getting back to domination football. This year under Ten Hag, no one expected Manchester United to be in this Carabao Cup final. No one expected to be in this position. Not one Manchester United fan or supporter expected for Manchester United to be in a cup final. The opportunity is for those players, the fans and supporters to celebrate. There's an opportunity there for those players to put a lot of the wrongs right. There's an opportunity for the apology to be fully forgiven after the last season bottle jobs under Ralph Rangnick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That team has put a lot right. We are a better team now than what we've ever been, in my opinion. For me, Erik ten Hag is apt to work miracles on this squad. He's had to work miracles on this team, and he has been the right one, the chosen one, the tactical one, the magical one. Ten Hag is the substitution one. Erik ten Hag, for what he's done for this team this season, has been nothing more than miraculous. A position no fan or supporter of Manchester United Football Club expected to be. Carabao Cup final, an opportunity to put a trophy back in the Old Trafford cabinet, an opportunity for those players to say, we were sorry for the last 2 seasons, we've not been good enough, we were bottle jobs, but we are going to be forgiven for what performance we will put in on Sunday. Those players have got an opportunity to win a trophy, to win silverware, to have a medal round their neck as winners. Those players know the opportunity has to be taken. The opportunity is there against a Newcastle team who've not been at Wembley for nearly 40 to 45 years. That was the last time Newcastle ever saw a final, ever saw a trophy or competition at Wembley. Newcastle, for me this season, have been there or thereabouts, but the last few games, Newcastle's dominance has been told by the lack of substitutions, the amount of injuries, the amount of suspensions, and the amount of bottle jobs Eddie Howe's last 2 games have been as Newcastle manager after getting bantered by Liverpool at St James's Park. This team, for me, Newcastle are not top opposition. For me, some of the comments they've been given are massively over-justified. Newcastle will never win a trophy under Eddie Howe. For me, they are never going to be up there. They will be lucky to get Champions League football. They will be lucky to get back in the Champions League, and they will be lucky to overturn Spurs' points gap in the Premier League. For me, Newcastle's opposition, they know Man United are going to come for them. They know Manchester United are going to be up for this, but Newcastle will also be up for the task. They know there's a huge trophy opportunity to win some silverware, to be in Europe next season. You win the Carabao Cup, Manchester United, you qualify for Europe next season. Even though that will be in complete vain when we achieve top 4 and we'll be back in the Champions League. So Manchester United have got an opportunity here, not just to win a trophy, but to qualify for Europe next season. Overachieving in season 1, no one expected Erik ten Hag to do it. But with the squad he's got and the players he's working with, he's worked miracles. He's basically turned into Merlin. He's turned into Sooty. He's borrowed the magic wand and he's gone, Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. And he's basically turned into the dark magician from Yugi Stack from Yu-Gi-Oh! And used a Scepter Blast attack to attack this squad, to attack this team and go full throttle on the attack and dominate rivals upon rivals. We've been at home this season, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester City, Barcelona, and there's many, many more outcomes to come from this team. I feel like Man United know if they don't win this trophy, is another huge opportunity blown by this team and by this club to win a trophy. If we don't win this Carabao Cup, I will be gutted because we have worked so hard to get where we are today. I didn't expect to be doing a cup final preview, not in my entire life this season. I expected Man United to basically just scrape top 4 and get to back in the Champions League. But what Ten Hag has done with his squad is miracles, basically working miracle after miracle to get this team playing the where he wants to play it. And it does prove to show that Erik ten Hag was the right appointment as manager. I clearly wanted Ten Hag as manager. I never wanted Pochettino. I never wanted Brendan Rodgers. I was fully behind the appointment of Erik ten Hag. At the start of the season, it was a car crash. Losing to Brighton and then getting dismantled by Brentford was complete and utterly embarrassing for the fans and the supporters of this great football club to witness. But Ten Hag knew the job was more than just a job. This is a miracle job that needs to be proved. Miracles can happen in football. And the magic of the Carabao Cup, which I call the Mickey Mouse Cup, I do call it the Mickey Mouse Cup because I do believe the Carabao Cup is not really classed as a trophy. but it's a chance for those players to do something a team couldn't do last season. When a certain team won it and got bantered this season and got knocked out the Carabao Cup as defending champions, Man United this season have had rival after rival come up against them, and Man United have put them away to the sword, just like the sword and the stone from the Disney film King Arthur. That is how good Manchester United have been in the Carabao Cup. That is how great we've performed. That's how great this football club has been. The atmosphere, the electricity from the fans, the electricity from the supporters. This football club's glory days are coming back, and our rivals should be scared. If I were you, I would be shitting your pants right now because how great a comeback this football club is going to see under Ten Hag. A trophy final that I want to win. I want to win the Carabao Cup. I want to be celebrating Sunday evening, and hopefully every Manchester United fan and supporter will be celebrating a trophy success on Sunday evening. We lift that Carabao Cup at Wembley by beating Newcastle in the final. There's an opportunity to win. It's all about winning in football. All that stuff they used to tell you in sports day at school and in college, it's about the taking part. Everybody's a winner. It's about the taking part. Everybody in the teams are winners. That's necessarily been a complete and utter lie. In sport, it's about winning. It's about being the best. It's about winning. It's never been about taking part. Everybody's a winner because there always has to be a losing team. On one team, you have all the good players, and on the second team, you have all the B-Techs. At Manchester United, we need to take this opportunity to become the legends. We need to become the outright winners of this trophy. The chance to lift the Carabao Cup is something I didn't think Manchester United would be prioritising this season. But it does prove to show we're in every competition left. The Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup and UEFA Europa League. No other club this season is in all these competitions except Manchester United. That is down to Erik ten Hag's magical management of rebuilding this club from top to bottom. The miracles he's had to work this team is second to none. The quality football, the attacking football and the goals we're scoring and the way we are now dismantling Europe's big giants again, it shows that we have woken up from our deep, deep sleep. This club has finally woken up and we're realising opportunities are there to put a right wrong. They know they were bad last season, Manchester United, and they knew this season the standards had to be improved. Ten Hag knew the job he was coming into. He knew the circumstances this club, this fan base, these supporters were in. They knew the nightmare we had to witness last season when Manchester United were the worst Premier League side in history to ever witness a Man United side getting dismantled by everybody. Well, we're not being laughed at anymore. We are laughing at our rivals because they have bantered themselves this season. Some of our rivals have completely and utterly bantered themselves by not defending trophies, by not winning cups. Manchester United this season have risen to the occasion under Ten Hag, and they know it's Erik ten Hag's way or the highway at this football club. If these players win the Carabao Cup, that is a trophy in season one of massively, massively overachievement for this football club in season one. No one expected it. Not me, not you, not any other Man United fan expected to be put in this position we are in today, talking about a cup final. Something we are all nervous about, we're all excited about, and the atmosphere and electricity that Wembley crowd from the Man United fans is going to feel, it shows why we are the best fan group in the world. It shows why Manchester United fans are the best supporters in the world. And please subscribe to the channel if you are new, by the way. Please keep subscribing. We're only 17 subscribers away from 500. Let's try and make this happen over the weekend. And please help me promote this channel and get all of you amazing people, you all legends that you are out in this world. So please subscribe to the channel. Man United have got the opportunity of celebration, of pure enjoyment and happiness. The smile needs to be put back on the fans' faces. We need to be happy at the weekend. We are going to be nervous. We all know this is going to be a nervous moment for every Man United fan. All our fingers and toes are going to be crossed. All our fingernails will be bitten to the core. But it shows that this football club are starting to get things right. I am not scared of playing the big teams anymore because I know and I trust this manager. I trust the process. I trust this squad. I trust these players. I know the process is going to be a long and winding road. It's going to be long. It's going to have its ups. It's going to have its downs. But you know what? This season, for what we've achieved, we can only sit there and applaud for what Ten Hag has done. And it proves to show that if we can win a trophy, it's a statement of intent for those players to say, do you know what? We are winners. We are champions. We've got the trophy in the cabinet. We've got the medal round our neck. We've got the opportunity to show to the world that this football club is on the up. And if you can beat Newcastle in the final on Sunday, that puts you in a good step towards continued progress under Ten Hag, that the best players in the world will eventually want to come and start playing again under Man United. So Eric Ten Hag basically has transformed into Sir Alex Ferguson. He's got the Power Ranger badge on him, and he's the Red Ranger, and he's the leader of the pack. Eric Ten Hag is the leader of this team. He is the legend that's going to become the next Sir Alex Ferguson. He is going to equal titles and records beyond. He is going to take this club where we all want it to be. That is back to the top of English football. It is winning trophies. It's about success. It's about trophies. It's about silverware. This season for me has been a complete and utter roller coaster, from the very, very bad lows to the very, very excitement joy of beating teams like Barcelona, beating teams like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Barcelona. None of us expect to see the results we've achieved this season, especially the way the season started. We did not expect to be talking about a Carabao Cup final preview, which I'm excited for. I am nervous. I know this is a moment for me to celebrate and to have a smile back on my face, that I can celebrate with all you other legendary Manchester United fan base out there. You're all legends in your own right, and I respect every single one of you. You are the best fan base in the world, and that is what has made Man United kick into gear. It's because the fans are right behind them. The atmosphere is back. The joy and the happiness and the smiles on the Old Trafford crowd when we watch our Manchester on Old Trafford precious turf. That is what it's about. It's about the fans. It's about the supporters. And we need to see Manchester United do what they did to Barcelona in the second half yesterday in the UEFA Europa League knockout round playoff second leg. We need to see Manchester United do what they did to Leicester against Newcastle. We can put Newcastle away. Newcastle have got threats in that team. Let's not beat around the bush. Eddie Howe has done a very, very good job this season. But a biggest test is, can Eddie Howe beat Manchester United at Wembley? For me, it's a complete and blank no. For me, Newcastle are not quite there yet, but they are going to be up there and up thereabouts next season as well, because the players Newcastle are being able to attract shows the progress under Eddie Howe. But their last few games have derailed badly for Newcastle, with the suspension of Nick Pope after picking up a stupid and quite frankly pathetic red card against Liverpool by giving a handball outside his own penalty area, defending on the one-on-one from Mo Salah, has cost Newcastle the opportunity of keeping clean sheet, when it looks like an ex-Liverpool reject in Karius is going to have to be in goal for Newcastle at the weekend. An ex-Liverpool reject that never ever was going to make it. And basically Newcastle are going to have the trust behind him in goal. And I think Man United know, without Nick Pope in that goal, there are goals to be had, and Man United can win this game quite convincingly, in my opinion. If we can control the game, if we can control the midfield and the atmosphere, if we can have the best team out and we can start putting a few goals early on, this game could be done in the first half. If we can go into the second half 2 or 3-0 up, Manchester United are going to be confident knowing that we need to go and score the third. We get the job done in the second half and we take the game to Newcastle. It has to be full out throttle attack. We need to be on the front foot. We need to be dominating this game from the first whistle blown to the last minute whistle blown on the 90th minute, plus the added time, injury time for the last few minutes of the game. We know this is going to be a tough test. We know Newcastle are going to be up for this. We know what they've achieved this season is miraculous like us. Newcastle, Manchester United are being rebuilt because of proper managers managing this football club. I do think Eddie Howe, in my opinion, is still massively overrated. Yes, he has done a good job at Newcastle this season. Let's not beat around the bush. No one expected Newcastle to be competing for top 4. No one expected them to be competing for Champions League football. That is down purely to Eddie Howe's magic on the first team. He has built the team capable of getting Newcastle where all those fans and their supporters want their club to be. And what Ten Hag has done, is brilliant. The tactical substitutions at the right time, the management of the team, the opposition. It's like Ten Hag is just one of those managers that gets it. He gets what the fans want. He gets what the supporters want. He's got the fans and the supporters on side. And that is why I feel like the team is so much better than what it is now, because Ten Hag has got this team fighting. They are showing will. They're showing determination. They are showing passion of true and utter commitment From last season to this season, it's been a complete change overnight. We look like a completely different kettle of fish to what we once were. We are seeing our team fight. We are seeing our team win the ball. We are scoring the goals we want to see. We are seeing the team perform the way we want it. We are seeing the world best players being able to come to Man United and light up this team. The capability of Varane and Lisandro Martinez, who will both probably start at centre-back, in my opinion, have been a complete refreshment at centre-back. We went from Maguire and Lindelof last season to Varane and Martinez, the only Premier League club to have 2 World Cup winning centre-backs at centre-back. It proves to show why Martinez joined Manchester United. It shows why Varane signed to join Manchester United, because they know the project is there to get this great club back to the glory days it once was. Since Alex Ferguson retired, it's been a complete utter car crash. We went from Moyes to Van Gaal to Mourinho to Solskjaer to Ralph Rangnick, all managers that have come before and failed miserably. But now Ten Hag is a no shit, no excuse, no bollocks manager who takes no crap and no pathetic excuses this team can come up with if they're not playing well in the first half. Ten Hag knows the opportunity to win a trophy in his first season in charge as Man United manager is an opportunity he knows he has to get. He has to achieve the impossible, which is win a trophy in season 1. I didn't expect no trophies. I did not expect to be sat here today discussing a Carabao Cup final, which I'm buzzing and I'm excited for, but I know I'm going to be nervous for the whole 90 minutes. There's not going to be one Man United fan out there who is not nervous. We are all going to be, we're all excited. We know there's an opportunity to win trophies, but we know the task in hand is to beat Newcastle and play some fucking good football. We need to make sure we are on our game from minute 1. We need to be making sure we are doing the right things at the right time. We need Ten Hag's game plan to happen overnight. We need to be able to put Leicester away like to Newcastle. We need to start doing that quickly. Like I said, if we can get the early goal and we can dominate the game, we can go for the second, go into half-time 2-0 up, kill Newcastle off with a third, celebrate at full-time, a trophy's in our hands. We know these Newcastle players there's a lot of injury problems with Newcastle. Callum Wilson is unavailable through injury. Alan St. Maximin is doubtful due to injury. Nick Pope is suspended for picking up the stupid and pathetic red card he did for his incurable red card against Liverpool at St James's Park at home on match day 24 of the Premier League. We also know Joelinton is also out injured with a hamstring injury. So Newcastle are seeing a lot of injuries. They are seeing a lot of their players come down to fatigue and injuries now because they know they can't keep up with the level of intensity Eddie Howe is looking for in a Newcastle United performance week in, week out. Newcastle are one of those teams that either play well against you or they are really, really awful. At home in the Premier League, we couldn't break down Newcastle. We really, really struggled at home to beat them this season in the Premier League. We struggled and we couldn't win the game. What Newcastle do park the bus. They're one of those teams that you have to act on very quickly. We know this is going to be a tough game. We know both teams are going to be feeling the atmosphere. We know the nervousness we're all going to feel. Not one fan will not feel nervous. I'm nervous. You'll be nervous. Man United fans have got an opportunity to get behind this team on Sunday, get behind the manager and get behind these players because that squad, these players are a lot better than what we saw last season. And I think with the threat of Anthony, you saw off the bench against Barcelona when he scored that spectacular winner with his left foot and glided it into the bottom right-hand corner, shows why we brought him from Ajax in the first place. And I feel like for me, he'll have to start anyway because I felt like yesterday, the appearances of Weghorst to me, I think have got to stop this season. For me, I completely disagree with some of the comments. People are coming out with saying he works hard, he tracks back, his body positioning is great. He has a lot of attacking thrust to Man United's front line. He does a job for this club. He never gives up. He gives his heart in. And I completely and utterly disagree. I felt like Weghorst in the last 2 games against Barcelona and Leicester was completely and utterly useless. I'm sorry, as a footballer and as a professional player, Weghorst should have not even been signed for this club anyway. It's been a complete and utter disgrace. In my opinion, we went for Weghorst anyway. And he showed yesterday against Barcelona, he does not fit into an Erik ten Hag system. He's not good enough as a striker. His body positioning is terrible. Can't make a simple pass or a through ball. Can't pass the ball to his teammates. His strength isn't there. and he offers no aerial threat into the box with crosses that simply are still not happening with his team. And I feel like on Sunday evening, we have to get the ball into the Newcastle penalty area, and we need to attack their goal. We need to start the game well by constant attack. That is the only way we are winning that game, is playing the best team with the best players in the correct formation. And that is why I think it went so well in the second half yesterday. Ten Hag knew changes had to be made. He knew Barcelona were vulnerable at the back. And as soon as Weghorst was dragged off for yet another shambolic performance, as soon as Anthony comes on, the game is changed. The game is lit up. And that is because the quality Anthony has brought into this club. He gets it just like Ten Hag. He's got the commitment there. The hunger and the desire is there from Anthony on the right wing. We've not had a decent right winger, in my opinion, for nearly 5-6 years. And Anthony's yesterday, his threat on goal is going to be a problem for Newcastle, because Anthony can get round the back four. He can get into the box and he can put a ball into the box as well. He knows that there's a trustful front three there if he's included in the starting 11. And with the rumours being true that Marcus Rashford is apparently doubtful for Sunday, can we win this Carabao Cup without Marcus Rashford? If he's got an ankle injury, I said this was going to happen. We could not rely on Marcus Rashford forever. If Marcus Rashford is doubtful for the game on Sunday, I do not see where the goals are going to come from, because Newcastle know without Rashford, in my opinion, Manchester United are a weaker team, and Newcastle will pounce on that like a cat chasing a pigeon. They know the pigeon will be caught by the cat. And if Man United haven't got Rashford available through an ankle problem, I don't see how we are going to be able to score the goals and attack Newcastle's back four, because Rashford single-handedly has got this team over the line this season. 24 goals in a season calendar year is incredible. From what he was last season under Rangnick and Solskjaer, Marcus Rashford is a complete and different player from what I saw the last 2 seasons. Marcus Rashford has been transformed. He's Optimus Prime. Erik ten Hag has probably turned him into a player on the same level par as Kylian Mbappe, in my opinion. I feel like Marcus Rashford is going to be up there with the likes of Mbappe in the future. We know without Marcus Rashford's threat, I just worry long term what happens if he keeps picking up these slight injuries again. The more time he's out, that is going to be a worry for Sunday. If we haven't got Marcus Rashford available, I'd be worried what front three Erik ten Hag is going to be able to go with, because if the goals aren't there, I don't see how Man United score in this game. We need Rashford fit and we need him to start. If he's got a slight ankle problem, to be honest, I couldn't really care. We need him to fight and pay through the pain barrier. Well, that's what these players should be about. It's like fighting through the pain barrier to be able to achieve what they want. It's the glory, it's the hunger, it's to have that medal round their neck at the end of the game as a winner, not as a runner-up. We cannot afford to not win this game. The Carabao Cup means a lot to me this season because it's a trophy. I don't really rate it as a competition. I feel like, in my opinion, it does need to be deserved to be scrapped by now. But I felt like Man United have prioritised it because of how well we have actually done on it this season. If the teams we've faced, we know we've had our ass work this season. We know the threat of the goals and the teams we've played. We've played Villa in this cup, Burnley, Charlton Athletic, Nottingham Forest over 2 legs. We have come up against top opposition and they have given us a game. But it does show that if Man United can, get this game won in the first half, I feel like the second half we can go and clinch the third, finish Newcastle off, and then the game is won. But Newcastle will attack. If they have got Alan Saint-Maximin available, I feel like he will be a threat, and Almiron is also doubtful as well. So I feel like Newcastle have got a lot of injury problems and a lot of suspensions as well that I think is probably going to derail Newcastle. But I think Ten Hag needs to tell these Man United players, you need to take this opportunity. You may never get an opportunity like this again to put a trophy. You need to be inspired by the Bubsy Babes. You need to go out there and play for them. Represent the badge you're playing for, the shirt that's on your chest, the fans and the supporters you are fighting for on and off the pitch. It's about making everybody happy. That is what Man United as a whole. Manchester United are nothing without the fans. They are nothing without the supporters. Without them, that football club would struggle. on and off the pitch, it would really, really struggle. And I feel like this season, with the atmosphere back at Old Trafford, it shows the right direction this club is going in. I just want to be able to celebrate, because I will be gutted if we don't win on Sunday. I would probably cry if we don't win. I would be fucking gutted, but I don't think Manchester United can mess this up. I mean, I say that lightly, and this is where they mess it up. But I can trust this team to be able to get over the line if we pick the right team. I don't want Weghorst playing. It's simply, for me, this season has been a complete and utter disgrace of a loan deal to even make in the first place. I feel like, Rashford is going to have to fight through the pain barrier. We need Rashford up front. I would start Anthony with him as well. And I would start Sancho and give Sancho yet another chance to see if he can actually do it at the top level. I wasn't convinced by Sancho yesterday. I felt like yesterday against Barcelona, it was another very poor performance. It was completely night and day between Leicester and Barcelona, the quality of Sancho that was being shown. I felt like against the top team, Sancho couldn't really show the attacking thrust he wanted to show, because I felt Barcelona was able to pick his game off quite quickly. And would I start Garnacho over Sancho in such a big occasion for this team? I don't know, because we are reliant on our bench quite a lot. But if Rashford isn't available, we probably were going to have to pick a Sancho, Weghorst, and Anthony right front three. But if it comes push to shove, I think Rashford's going to have to try and play at least 60, 70 minutes and then bring him off in the second half, and then brings Weghorst off the bench to run down the time, because I feel like we need to start this game on the attack. We need to go for the jugular. We have to attack that Newcastle back four, because in my opinion, that Newcastle back four isn't as strong as what you think it is. I feel like Kieran Trippier is probably their best right back they've got. I feel like we should have taken an opportunity when we had the opportunity to get him in the first place. But yet again, Solskjaer and the Muppets on the board that could run this football club into the ground didn't get another great deal done. I feel like Dan Burn at centre-back isn't really that great. I think he's massively, massively overhyped. I just feel like Newcastle have got players for me who are not at that level, and they know. I think the occasion is going to get to Newcastle. I think Newcastle are going to struggle with the atmosphere. I think Newcastle are going to stress over what is going to be needed out of the game. And I think Newcastle are going to struggle as a whole to be able to get the result they want, because they know this occasion's huge for their football club. Newcastle beat us on Sunday. It's nothing more than a joke by this football club. If Newcastle beat us, it would be, quite frankly, embarrassing on all levels to lose such a team like Newcastle, who, in my opinion, are just a B-Tech Sunderland. I don't think they're that good, really. And I think Eddie Howe, given 1 or 2 years, he'll be gone within that, because I just don't think he can keep up the consistent level as manager as that at their football club. And I feel like, if we have a strong midfield three, I feel like, for me, I wouldn't start Fred against Newcastle. In my opinion, he had his best performance in a Man United shirt against Barcelona in the second half yesterday. For me, that is the best I've ever seen of Fred by a mile. I can't understand why we've never seen that on a consistent level, because it basically shows Fred as a player can't do that week in, week out. And for me, I don't think he's ever going to be able to do that for Man United. And think, for me, the mistake yesterday in the midfield was not starting Marcel Sabitzer. For me, Sabitzer's got an opportunity to win a trophy on loan from Bayern Munich. And I feel like, for me, if he starts on Sunday with Fernandes and Casemiro, with both of them in the CDM in the centre attacking midfield position, I feel like, Sabitzer can offer quality, which was missing yesterday. And I don't understand why he was benched against Barcelona yesterday, when against Leicester, for me, he was one of our best players in that midfield, making that midfield click. And I feel like, for me, if he can win the trophy and he can keep his performances up, this midfield is only going to go from strength to strength. And I feel like, for me, Sabitzer's up there with Bruno Fernandes. He's up there with Casemiro's level of quality. And I feel like Sabitzer makes us a better midfield with him. I think without him, I don't think we've got a midfield, because long term, I don't trust Fred in a final. I wouldn't trust McTominay in a final. I just don't think the players are there to be able to do it. And I feel like Fred and McTominay, the level and the atmosphere would probably get to them on a huge occasion like this. They know there's an opportunity for United to win something at Wembley. A cup trophy is on the line for this football club. I can't tell Man United enough how much we need to win this. If we don't win the Carabao Cup, I would be gutted, because we've worked so hard to get where we are today. And I feel like, if we go with Sabitzer, Fernandes and Casemiro, I think it showed yesterday why Casemiro was brought. And I feel like it shows why Fernandes was brought. They can put their legend into folklore. they can put it in there that they've actually won some trophies at this club. They can become club legends. And I feel like Casemiro will become a club legend. I feel like Fernandes will become a club legend. And I feel like, there's a lot of players there that are going to put a trophy on their CV. And hopefully that will get some of these fringe players moved in the summer to move them out the club so we can actually have another summer rebuild. Because I think some of these players know this is the last chance they're ever going to get in a Man United shirt to win the trophy. Because I know, in my opinion, I think a lot of these players are probably going to be told after the cup final, don't be expected to be here in the summer, because I don't think they will be. I don't think half these players are going to be in that squad. I don't think half those players are going to be in that team next season. I think Man United are going to have a major summer clear out in the summer, and a lot of the deadwood fringe players will be gone. Man United would see a completely different Man United next season. I just want Ten Hag to recognise he knows what team to go with. And I wouldn't start Wan-Bissaka against Newcastle, and I probably wouldn't start Luke Shaw. For me, both of them yesterday were completely and utterly useless. I felt like yesterday, Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw offered nothing of encouragement. I felt like going forward, their control with the ball isn't great. They can't put a decent ball across into the box. They've got no speed to attack the Newcastle penalty area. And for me, I think Dalot will have to come back in. I feel like Dalot is trusted under Ten Hag more than what Aaron Wan-Bissaka is. I feel like Aaron Wan-Bissaka lately has been completely crap. I can't understand some of the 8 out of 9, 9 out of 10 match ratings he's been given. I don't think Wan-Bissaka is ever going to be great, and I've not seen anything to convince me by that. I feel like Wan-Bissaka, for me, in my opinion, is just a BTEC Semedo who plays for Wolves. I think Wan-Bissaka is a Wolves right back at best. I don't think going forward for Man United he's that great, and I wouldn't risk him again in a cup final that he knows the trophy's on the line. And I feel like Dalot will come back, and because, like I said, Ten Hag trusts Dalot. He's got the better game. He's got the best. He can put a decent ball into the box and a cross into the box, and he can actually, he can actually pass the ball, and he can actually sprint and run. Like Wan-Bissaka, he sprints forwards and then always tracks back and passes back. We need to defend well as well. We do need to defend well. And you know what? I feel like yesterday, I think Maguire and Lindelof are done. I wouldn't risk any of those two in the final either. I wouldn't risk Harry Maguire and Lindelof in the final. No, thank you. I wouldn't risk them. I wouldn't risk playing a two Magaluf centre-backs who are never going to be good enough anyway. I would have sold Maguire and Lindelof in January anyway. I just don't know why we didn't do it, because we could have got better centre-backs in January, and we could have actually done our summer recruitment in January instead of doing it in summer 2023. But that is because of the incompetence at this football club. So I feel like, Ten Hag will put Varane and Martinez in. I personally feel like he will go with the same team he went with yesterday, but the only changes I see Ten Hag making will be Weghorst for Anthony. Anthony will go out on the right wing, Rashford down the middle, Sancho on the left. I feel like the midfield three will be changed as well. The only change I can see Ten Hag making will be Sabitzer for Fred, Casemiro at CDM, and Sabitzer next to Fernandes. Left back for me, I would put Malacia back in because, I think Malacia long term is going to be a better left back than Luke Shaw. I've not been convinced by Luke Shaw's past performances this season, and I'm not gonna argue. I just don't think Luke Shaw has been the same player since his horrific double break in his leg when he had that injury against PSV when Van Gaal was in charge, and that was in the Champions League group stages. Luke Shaw has not shown me any confidence or ability with the ball. I'm sorry, it's what I think. I'm not going to say Luke Shaw's great. He's not. I can attract better left backs on my FIFA career mode than Luke Shaw, and I've actually got rid of him because he ain't ever going to be great. And I think, De Gea will keep his place in goal. Obviously, I don't understand why, Jack Butland hasn't seen a game for Man United yet. Again, another poor decision from the ball to go and sign a Palace goalkeeper on loan that is not even going to make an appearance for this football club. I mean, it says a lot about where the board lie with some of these players, about some of them have been completely and utterly abysmal signings in January. Jack Butland should have never have been signed. Weghorst should have never been signed, and the only January sign that's been any great addition has been Sabitzer, and that's been it, because we haven't seen much improvement. And, the team picks itself. David de Gea yesterday, the crucial save he made from Balde, or was it Koundé, to keep Barcelona out again to make it 2-0. David de Gea kept us in that game yesterday. Yes, he was quite poor in the first half. Let's not beat around the bush about David de Gea. His ball ability yesterday was bloody dreadful. He could have cost Man United the game yesterday. And I think this is why Erik ten Hag is looking at a brand new goalkeeper. And it's not because I think Ten Hag's looking for a goalkeeper that can come out of the box and charge the ball down and clear it away from our own penalty area. And I felt like David de Gea's distribution yesterday, if that ball was better to Sergio Roberto, he would have put the ball in net, and then the block from Casemiro to stop Kessie not once but twice. It kept us in the game, but I would still stick with De Gea because I don't think Jack Butland can play anyway because I think he's cup tied. And I feel like, Tom Heaton, I don't understand why he's still at this club, but I think that's why they're both going to be gone in the summer. Butland and Heaton will be gone. We'll keep De Gea, and then we'll go and get a brand new goalkeeper for the summer. And I think, David will keep his place. I think the Newcastle team is also going to be Karras in goal. It's probably going to be Fabian Schär at centre-back, Trippier, Dan Burn. I don't know who they use at left-back now. I think the Newcastle midfield three will probably be Bruno Guimaraes, probably Willock. I think the front three will probably be Alan St-Maximin if he's fit. I don't know what team Newcastle got available. I think that they have got a lot of injuries and a lot of suspensions, but I feel like Alan St-Maximin is probably their biggest threat that we have to deal with. His pace with and without the ball is incredible for me. I can't understand why another top six club has not looked at Alan St-Maximin because he is dangerous with the ball. I mean, his pace he's got on the speed and agility. I mean, I would put him in Man United's team. I honestly would think he'd be a great addition. I've got him in my FIFA 23 career mode, and the pace he's got and the ability he's got with the ball and his speed and the way he just gets on the centre-back or the left-back and the right-back, he just gets past them. It's just crazy. That's because, Alan St-Maximin's probably been Newcastle's best signing by far. He's probably up there with Bruno Guimaraes, and he's another threat as well. I feel like a lot of Newcastle's creative play is probably going to come from Guimaraes and probably Alan St-Maximin. But I feel like Man United as a whole will win the Carabao Cup, will win the trophy, will have silverware, will beat Newcastle in the final. I just hope those players know what an opportunity they've got, that to win a trophy in season one under Ten Hag, we've overachieved. We shouldn't be in the position we are in today. We shouldn't be in the Carabao Cup final, really. We shouldn't still be in the FA Cup. We still shouldn't even be in the Europa League. And we should be in the Premier League competing for the title and even in top four. We've overachieved. Let's not beat around the bush. We have massively overachieved. But that is down to the pure genius that Erik Ten Hag is. And I tell you what, I think a lot of rivals are shitting themselves now because he spent time under Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich. So I think that was probably quite idiotic for Ajax to let him go, because look how badly Ajax is struggling without him. Ten Hag made that Ajax team, and they're not even in Europe now. So they're taking a big, massive L. And I don't have no sympathy. Ajax and Man United are a bigger club. Ajax history is basically winning a pub league. That is basically it. They're on PSG's level. They play in a pub league that ain't any decent. And that is why Ten Hag knew picking Man United was the right objective in his career. He knows he wants his team back to where it should be at Man United, and that is on top. If you win the Carabao Cup on Sunday, that's one trophy. It's then, can we win the FA Cup? Can we win the Europa League? Can we win the Premier League? Time will tell. Time will tell, but I'm excited and I'm nervous, but I'm just buzzing. We're sat here, an opportunity we could be celebrating Sunday. And I'm hoping it's going to go well. I'm hoping we are going to be sat here celebrating, and we're going to be celebrating madly. We'll have live music as well. We will be doing We Are the Champions with Queen if we win, to celebrate the title and the trophy. And hopefully the scoreline, I think, will be pretty emphatic. I feel like Man United will win the game. I feel like as a whole will dominate the performance. I feel like they know at Man United there's an opportunity for those players. They know that if you don't win this trophy, you've bottled it. And I feel like they know the pressure is going to be there from the fans and supporters to see them lift that trophy. But I feel like we will get behind this team. We'll get behind those players. We'll get behind the manager. And hopefully Ten Hag, us, the fans, the supporters, the players, the squad, the coaching staff, will all be sat here celebrating Sunday evening. And hopefully that'll be by lifting the Carabao Cup. I'm just hoping dreams come true for Manchester United. My scoreline, I'm going to go 3-0 Man United. I feel like there's goals going to be had. I feel like Newcastle, like the midfield and their quality, the defence they've got, I feel like Newcastle are going to be there for takers. So I'm going to go for 3-0 Manchester United. That's going to be my score production for the 22-2023 Carabao Cup final. So I hope you enjoyed the preview. Remember to hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Please keep subscribing to the channel and to the community if you are new. Remember to share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button. Remember, put that notification bell on all times to receive dedicated content right throughout the rest of 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube for more Fortnite content, Hogwarts Legacy, Kingdom Hearts 4, the new SpongeBob game, FIFA 23 career mode, Football Manager, and hopefully join me for the match reaction Sunday evening which is going to be us celebrating the Carabao Cup final victory madly and wildly, with live music included as well. Hopefully we're going to be celebrating Sunday, Man United fan supporters. Go behind the team, get behind those players, get behind the manager. Let's see Manchester United lift that Carabao Cup. Let's see them win a trophy. Let's see them win some silverware in season 1 under Ten Hag as Manchester United manager. United, 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 United. Come on, you Reds. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, guys. Join me Sunday evening for the match reaction, which hopefully is going to see us lift this trophy. The trophy drought is going to come to an end. This is going to be the fairy tale of all fairy tales. Let's win this trophy. Let's lift that Carabao Cup and let's put a pure statement of pure and utter intent to all our rivals saying, we are coming back. We're on our way back to glory. We are going to win trophies. We're going to win silver. We are going to have medals round our necks, celebrating trophy after trophy after trophy. Can we win the treble? Can we win the quadruple? But it starts off by winning that Carabao Cup and lifting and beating that poor B-Tech Newcastle team in that poor B-Tech Sunderland team in Newcastle. I think we'll lift it. I think we'll win it. Let's see what happens on Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening, guys. And I'll speak to you guys on Sunday evening for the match reaction. Come on, United. Come on, you Reds. Go and win us that Carabao Cup. Let's win a trophy. Thanks for watching.